Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm going to make this brief. This is just a reaction to one of the latest videos that Jasmine has put up about this whole situation with her going to jail. If you're not familiar with this situation, then this may not be the video for you because I'm not going to go into any background information. So if you just happen to click on this video, the vast majority of people who will be clicking on to this video, you already know the backstory. If not, and you just want to help your girl out with some watch time, feel free to watch the video. But with that being said, let me go ahead and jump into this reaction. Come on, Jasmine, let's get this started. Come on. See, I hate when they do this. They'll hit the record button and they say absolutely nothing. But I guess it gives me a chance to kind of just preface this whole thing by saying I'm not understanding this title. What is I'm going to say this and P it at this. What does PEAVE mean? I know what PEEVE means, and it still doesn't make sense. But I guess I'll let her explain herself.
Okay, I'm not gonna be on here very long because I'm about to go into the store. But hold on.
Again, never prepared for showtime.
All right, so I can speak on this because it's aware that my page is how one I generate my income and what I'm about to say.
I did not want to stop this early, but it's not an excuse, Jasmine. Yes, this is your page. Yes, this is how you make your income. But from this point on, you should just be trying to figure out or find something else to talk about other than this. But as we all know, people who have been watching her, she doesn't really have any content or she does not know how to create content out of her everyday life. So drama is what's worked for her for all these years, and drama will continue to work for her in this sense. So no, she's not going to zip it. She's not going to be quiet. And people like me are going to be here to listen and critique what she says. But yes, so I'm assuming this is a part of her PR campaign. She's enlisted the help of some of her subs, and there are some reactors out there that have been giving her advice, providing her with information. So I think that's what this video is about. She's going to clarify her position. She is going to talk about what other people who have fired up the camera like I have and try to make it all make sense.
Is not nothing, criminating to the case, that this person did. But I do want to say this, and I think it's very sick. Like I thought about this whole situation about saying stuff, and I feel like I'm back in another place when it comes to being blackmailed. It's already been aware. Like I'm not gonna speak on what I did as far as documenting stuff and reports and stuff that I've had to do. I'm not speaking on none of that shit because now that we're just gonna let that happen. But one thing I'm gonna say is I feel like it's back to whenever I was getting blackmailed with. There was recordings about me, coming on about the same shit. I'm gonna say this. One thing I'm not gonna do, especially given what's going on, I'm not gonna call nobody. Like, let me say this. I did not call nobody and leave no voicemails. Everything that I've literally said, y'all, is literally out there on the internet. I'm not gonna call nobody. I'm not gonna leave no voicemails. I'm not like that. That's not even my character. I don't.
Jasmine, that's what the people was trying to tell you back then. So now you get it. So now I'm starting to think it's again, I call this her PR campaign. Do you really think that the prosecutor down there in Arlington or Tarrant County, whoever is prosecuting your case, is going to watch this video and say, okay, she learned her lesson? Honey, it's too late. I mean, I know this is the way you generate your income, so you do have to put videos up. I noticed you did a live prior to this one where you were showing basketball content. I guess it was you and Amaya and Aiden, and I just kind of glanced at it, but you were out there putting up a video regarding, uh, your basketball interest. Your audience here is not interested in that, but you do have subbies that will indulge you and watch. And then you got people like me that were just being nosy to see if you're going to say anything. But you're going to have to find some other content, sis. This PR campaign is not working for you. I can tell just in the first 2 minutes of this video where this is headed.
I don't leave messages on people's stuff threatening them. I don't do that. If I wanted to say something, I'm gonna say it publicly because I feel like things that are said behind closed doors always come to light, and that's me being 100. And the accusations that were said, like I said, everything has already been held dealt with. I'm just speaking on my, because I don't want to talk too much about what I have in place with that person and stuff, because like I said, when court comes, they'll know. But as far as the stuff, like bro, one thing I've always said is I'm never gonna talk about kids. And I've been saying it on my platform after my kids has been drugged by this individual. And it's so traumatizing because I would, like I said on my post the other day, I wouldn't wish this on the worst, my worst enemy. And at this moment, that's my worst enemy. I wouldn't even wish this on her. I would not do anything falsely accusing somebody about something, um, because I know how it could be traumatized and towards a child. But that person don't think like me. That person don't move like me. That person doesn't have emotions. That person doesn't care. All they're thinking is about, like, they didn't really think it through. They just thought, hey,
Now, Jasmine, I'm going to have to stop you there. Olivia did think this through. Olivia, this is not the first time she's made police reports. She's made police reports on her baby daddy, Gerard. And she's probably made police reports on other people that we don't know about. Olivia is not new to this. Olivia is true to this. She is a true Karen. She is a cop caller. And now you're trying to address the people and give us some knowledge and break down her character. And these are the very same words that people across the internet who have watched you and Olivia do this sick, twisted dance was trying to tell you. And you were not listening. Yeah, you are going through reactors videos that support your position right now, but a lot of reactors was saying this very same thing to you in real time and you didn't listen. Now look at you. Look where you're at.
you know, it's funny. It's a joke, you know. And I do want to say thank you to the people that came out here and posted their content and showed other stuff that I was not aware of, as far as like what I just saw the other day. Like that shit made me, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I actually cried and I couldn't even finish. It was One Love video. I cried and I couldn't finish it. I didn't cry because I went to jail. I cried because I just thought, like, bro, my kids, like, they're having to go through this because somebody, it does not give a fuck, you know? And I was just like, bro, I'm angry. I'm angry about this situation. And I can't even, like, sit here right now and express my anger to y'all, because if I do, like I'm being cautious with how I talk, because this person will take the smallest word and be like, "Oh, I'm harassing them," you know, bro. And I'm back to being blackmailed. Like that's where we at now, as I'm getting blackmailed about yet again a recording.
Jasmine, this is not blackmail. This is basically you have an active criminal case and you do not need to talk about it. Now, Olivia is the biggest troll. That's why her nickname One of her many nicknames is Trolivia. Your job is to not pay it any attention and don't let anybody bring it to your attention. Be very clear with your subbies and those people out there in the bushes who claim they want to help. Right now, you need to focus on staying free and potentially keeping your YouTube channel because I'm going to say some things at the end of this video, but I truly believe that this Jasmine's punishment is going to be bigger than just being convicted for a minor misdemeanor. Okay. Her punishment is going to come at the cost of her channel. So I'm just going to lay that out there. Some people have spoken on that, but the seriousness of this situation is to the I think it's slowly sinking into Jasmine. And you notice how she just said here she can't really express her anger. Jasmine, that's the problem. And maybe that's something that you will if this case goes the mile and let's just say you are convicted, maybe anger management is something that you will be ordered to do because you don't think when you're angry. You just pop off and we've seen it. We've seen it not just with Olivia, we've seen it with your mom. And I can only imagine what was going on with you and Chris. Now, don't get me wrong, Chris is no angel. I'm not capping for Chris. I'm not capping for Olivia. I really do not understand Olivia. I really just can't process her as a human being. I am being gracious when I do call her a human being because I believe that she's unlike any other. And what I would want to say will come off being very mean. But I think you guys get what I'm saying. I'm definitely not on Olivia's side. But basically the toothpaste is already out of the tube, Jasmine, and you can't put it back in. The best that you could do is screw the cap back on it real tight and put it up on the shelf until you go to court or till after you're done with court.
And I'm like, here I am right now. Post the recordings. Since I supposedly recorded myself saying these things. But hey, at the end of the day, even if they don't post it, you have to show it in court. And trying to hide a court date. So that's another thing I want to say. I'm not gonna hide my court date. I want everybody at that motherfucker. Honestly. I'm not gonna lie. As far as the court, so I signed the paper. I thought it was the court date, but it was I guess when that person went to court. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But as soon they told me that when the corner appointed lawyer call me, sorry y'all, I will they'll message me with call me with the court date. So that will be out there. And like I said, for somebody to say that this isn't over and they think it's a joke, honestly, I feel like this person would do more as far as because they've already let it be known like they'll come to my house. That's the crazy part, bro. So it's like, what, you gonna catch me slipping in my sleep?
Jasmine, cut it out. And let me just address this. She has an open criminal case for harassment. Then she proceeds to talk about the case right after she gets out of jail. And then the next day she posts um, documents which do have Olivia's name on it. And it also shows her address. Now, that is public record. They did not redact that. But if you go through records requests in most counties, they will redact information like that. And to me, just being a responsible human being, if I was to have gotten that documentation before Jasmine and decided to post it, I would have redacted Olivia's address. And what Jasmine did when she posted it, it was under the guise, well, this is public information. But YouTube has very strict guidelines regarding, harassment and bullying and things like that. And we do know that quote unquote doxing is a big thing. Even though Olivia's address was made public or, through these records, do you want to amplify it? And in the court's eyes, they could possibly consider what she did to be continuing harassment. Now, Jasmine took that community post out. I don't know if she took it down voluntarily or she got a warning from YouTube, but it's starting to seep into her pocketbooks. Let me tell you, the best way to hurt somebody is in the pocket. Now, that's what civil cases are about. And we can talk about that a little bit more towards the end about Jasmine and Liv's back and forth about Liv's accusations. But that opens the Pandora's box for Jasmine too. And there's content creators out here that are creating videos and they are talking about it. It's not really getting amplified, but I think it's important that it's spoken upon and maybe it will get back to Jasmine, the totality of what's going on. I think in a way it probably already has. If you notice her demeanor here, a part of me thinks it's because the reality is setting in and she's starting to understand the seriousness of it. Another part of me think it's her anger being checked, being bottled up. She can't come on here and pop off like she wants to because she cannot control what comes out of her mouth. And she will be reaping and heaping additional charges on herself. So, this whole thing about now that she's worried and she's scared and all this other stuff, again, Jasmine, this is not helping. The prosecutor, the judge, your court appointed attorney may listen to this or watch this video if you ask them to, but is it something that's going to sway the courts? I don't think so. This is not the O.J. Simpson trial. This is not the trial of the century. Okay, this is a misdemeanor, and yeah, again, I'll address what I think is going to happen. My uneducated opinion at the end of this video.
And it just goes to show like that person has no heart. That person is just soulless at this point. And one thing I'm gonna say is that uh, I can speak on anything I want to. Honestly, I just choose not even just me. I mean, the person. Let me just say that.
Oh, and another thing, Jasmine just busted herself out. She has not talked to her court appointed attorney. And I thought about this too when this all happened. She just said when she gets an email from her court appointed attorney, they could talk about the court date, which, by the way, would be public information, Jasmine. You can't hide this. Olivia can't hide this like she did with a lot of the stuff going on with her and Gerard's custody and divorce. That's civil, and there are some protections there. But in this criminal case, all that information is going to be made public, okay? The court date, the affidavits. There are a lot of things that are public that if people put in a public records request, they'll have access to. But just the court date itself, that's nothing to hide from. And I find it ironic that you want everybody to come to your court date. I personally would probably show up if I was in Dallas because you two tell half truths, and I would want to know exactly what happened. Okay, I would want to know what really happened, but the documentation is going to be there. We don't need you to put it out there. And you're right. You can say anything you want, but back to the attorney thing, I felt like I was like, wait a minute. Okay, she's going to have to go to court in Dallas. Again, I'm assuming it may be Tarrant County. I'm not sure if Arlington has their own separate court system. I'm not sure how that works, but that's who you're going to have to talk to, and you're not even down there. So Jasmine told a tall tale regarding her public defender. Um, yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
The lawyer that I spoke to, I don't even want to speak too much on it. I could speak on I could speak on my me being my trauma and everything that my family is going through. And I'm allowed to say, "Hey, you're not stop doing that. You're that's a lie. I didn't do this." I'm allowed to say that. And honestly, in a court order does not say anything about I can really say her name. I can speak about her anything. Nothing in that court order says I can't speak about my case. But speaking to the lawyer, it's just not the court appointed lawyer, but speaking to the other lawyer, it's just more so like just wait. You know, you can speak on your trauma and how it affects your family. Um, just don't speak about is.
I suspect that she talked to the Google lawyer, and when I say the Google lawyer, she Googled her the circumstances of her case, and she probably got on one of these legal sites, or now with Google, it'll pop up with AI and it'll give you information that way. But you notice how she slipped in, don't say nothing. That is the overarching theme that any attorney should tell her. Don't say anything because you can't talk about your trauma. You can't talk about how the situation makes you feel, Jasmine, without saying something wrong. You're out of your depth. You're out of your league. The best thing you can do is stop talking. Listen, I've said this in many a chats a while ago, especially when you started really getting into shape and started back playing basketball. You needed to pivot away from the mommy content. Mommy content is not the only thing that exists. Listen, I am a sports fan, not as big as a sports fan as I used to be. I used to be a huge basketball and football fan. I was a tennis junkie. I still kind of watch those sporting events, sparingly, but I do like to watch some of the sports podcasts out there. And now I'm talking about not the big name stuff like the Shannon Sharp stuff or anything like that. I just see everyday regular people do sports podcasts where they break down sporting events and games and give their perspective. I've always said that Jasmine should have looked into doing maybe a WNBA podcast where she talks about the players and the games, and she can even talk about college basketball because she does have that knowledge and she is a bruh. Let's just face it. Jasmine is very much uh, in her masculine energy, and there's nothing wrong with that from a competitive standpoint. And there are people that would follow her and listen to her if she could get um, her thoughts together. And I think that she could get into a zone with that. But I said that a while ago that she needs to just pivot away from this whole sector, get away from it. If I was her, that's what I would have done once I started back playing, and also and I realized that I'm not going to really get to where I need to be in this mommy sector. But Jasmine is holding on to dear life, and I get it because this is a money making channel for her. But really, what she should have been doing instead of doing my jazzed up life, she maybe should have built another channel based around sports, especially now since she's back playing basketball. That's just my opinion. If she wanted to get out from under this, but she's not going to listen to me. She's not. Maybe she'll think about it once it's too late. Once YouTube um, make some moves, which I'm hoping that they don't really. But again, I'll talk about that more at the end of the video.
the motion and stuff. But as far as that, it just sickens me to like like seeing that like the person even believe their own lies. That really just that was the sick part. You know, that's sick. I'm sorry. Like one thing about me is I'm a real strong minded, strong everything type of individual, and I could just like. But I really like I was telling I told Chrissy and Marcia like I can't even stomach this woman no more. Like she made me sick to my stomach. Like this shit is nauseous. And it's frustrating because in order for me to like send in the videos that you guys are helping me with, I look at some of them and just looking at them, I just be like, bro, I'm so disgusted. Like I'm disgusted with this person, you know. But just looking at it, y'all, like this person is literally saying that I could talk my shit, but she can't say nothing. And it was already brought to my attention. Like they said, I could say whatever I want to say, and you can defend yourself publicly since this is one your image, two, this is my job, right? Like it's back to like I don't know if y'all remember the beginning whenever I was with Chris, and because I told y'all like I was defending, I was more so like okay, you're in a relationship, image, da da da. and I didn't say nothing, but I was getting like, you better not do this. You better not do this. Your people better not say nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where it is. Everything, it seems like a cycle right now. Everything. As far as these fake recordings. Look,
Okay, I'm trying to block out the kids, but they're annoying. I'm just going to say it. Number two, why are you talking about this with them in the car? I guess we all assume kids aren't paying attention, but they are. They're listening. We all were little. We're ear hustling. And even though they can't really put it in perspective, this is not a conversation she should be having with us, number one, period. And again, number two, I guess I have to do bullet points for this. They are listening. They are hearing this. Um, Jasmine, this is what I'm saying. I get what you're trying to do because we see it in big cases right now going on right now. People are putting out their own information to counter the information that the public is hearing, but they're doing it through their legal team and they're doing it with they're using legal language that will not damage their case further. Again, Jasmine, you do not have that depth. And I don't know if, like I said, I guess this is a sympathy tour for people like me, for her subbies, for reactors to go soft on her. And I don't want anybody to mistake this as something of me going soft on Olivia. Olivia is a whole different case. I have to drink a lot before I can do a reaction to Olivia or to address the level of her issues. But she brings in Ming and Chrissy in this, and this is what they were trying to tell her too. And these were people who actually know her in real life. So now to me, it's just kind of pathetic and it's kind of patronizing to me that she's coming to us, the people, and want us to be on her side. And she just doesn't get it. And that's really my empathy, really, Gene, really kicks in. But the reality is, the situation is real. This is no longer social media. So you can collect all the videos you want. Again, this is not the trial of the century. You'll be lucky if they entertain maybe more than three of the videos that you present.
look, it's sickening. And I just it makes me nauseous thinking about this shit. Bro, I ain't worried about the title. Don't worry about the title. Hold on, I'm reading it. Yes, I am allowed to speak on how I feel. I don't know why she told y'all that I can't speak on anything. I can't speak on how I feel. I just can't make any threats or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say, and I choose not to say nothing like what I've done. Like, I've seen everybody's messages, everybody's comments. Hey, make a report, do a police report. I see everything, y'all. I see all y'all's messages, but I'm not gonna speak on what I've already done. Like, I'm just, but I see all y'all's messages.
Jasmine, stop faking the punk. Unless you're going to go after Olivia civilly. Unless you have, and listen, I had people that can correct me in the comments. Are there any videos of Olivia threatening to bodily harm Jasmine? Now I know Olivia says things like, how she will protect herself. And there's another content creator out here that Olivia goes back and forth with, but that content creator is very careful in how they approach Olivia. They know they're dealing with a Karen. So they make it very clear that they do not want to physically hurt her at all. They're just talking. They're just talking mess. So what can you do, Jasmine? You can't counter sue somebody on a criminal charge. You can't even you can't even file a false police report because that this case has not been adjudicated. You haven't done anything. And just if you happen to watch this, or somebody who supports you watches this and they find value in what I'm saying, stop telling her to send videos, or stop sending her videos. Jasmine has all of this. She has exactly what she needs to beat this case or to mitigate her damages, and that's her mouth. She needs to control her mouth. And there's no report she can make at this point that's going to stop these charges. The state has picked up the charges. Olivia does not even need a lawyer. The prosecutor is handling this case. Now, the best case scenario for Jasmine would probably be Olivia not showing up in court and not following through. That's a slam dunk. They'll just throw the case out. But if Olivia shows up, that's a whole new bag of worms. And they're not going to sit there and say, "Oh well, she has a civil case up in Austin on Olivia." They're like, "Okay, that's fine. That's something she can use the results of this case to further her civil case." But civil case costs money. Like people have been pointing out to Jasmine, you can't uh, put a lawyer on layaway. You can't. This is not an accident injury case. Okay, you're not suing Kim Kardashian. Okay, somebody with money. So I just want to put that out there that the people know, Jasmine, what's going on now. There may be a few people who don't. In fact, there's more than a few people who don't understand how it works. And they don't want to. They just want to keep this drama going. Some of them truly, genuinely want to support you and they think they're helping. And hats off to them. But there's other people that just wants to keep this mess going. They want to keep you talking. And just like you did with Olivia, you're playing right into their hands. That's just my opinion.
And like, hey, hey, chill.
Nope, I haven't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can't hear you.
Hold on, we're about to go inside. Hold on.
Now, Jasmine, you got these kids cooped up in the car. You expect them to be quiet. Now you're yelling at them for not being kids.
All right, let me see.
Yeah, I'm not
What's
looking at the
funny is she's
comments.
laughing about you going to jail, but it ain't gonna be funny. No, I didn't threaten. I didn't. Bro, come on. Y'all don't understand how irritating that is when somebody continuously threatens you. Like what do I look like threatening you in a text, what is it, a phone call, a voice record? Now, this is not the first time that we heard that that there's a voice record or a text. This shit is honestly, I don't even think like it's a
Okay, since Jasmine doesn't know what a threat is, because she clearly threatened Olivia on these internet. That's not even alleged. At least that's the way it sounded to me. Okay. In my opinion, those damning videos that are out there where she said that she wanted to put her in a coma, that she was going to drive down, to her house, that she has people in Arlington, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We all saw her, in her roid rage fit regarding Olivia. So we're gonna take her word. See, she doesn't see that as incriminating or threatening. So with her shrugging off these so-called emails or texts or phone calls, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't, let's just put it this way, I wouldn't bet a dollar that she's telling the truth. This is Jasmine's version of the truth. This is her perception of what she did. And she thinks she can justify this all because of the accusation that Olivia made. She thinks she can justify this all because she was baited into it. Like I said, while that may play a part, may mitigate her damages, it does not give her carte blanche to do what she did. And this is what she's not processing or getting. And this is what a lot of the people out here who are egging her on don't get. Listen, I honestly do not want Jasmine to go to jail. I don't think she'll go to jail. If she is convicted, at the very least, I think she'll get probation and it'll probably be non-reporting and she'll probably get a fine. But there's other things that can happen. And these things are already set in process. In other words, the wheels are already turning. And this is nothing. The wheels of justice are already spinning. And there's nothing that anyone on these internet streets can do to really help Jasmine. Only the only people that can help Jasmine is an attorney and herself. And right now she's not helping herself.
A joke to them. They think it's funny. They laughing, kiki. But this shit is really draining. Like when you got a real life and you got real things going on, you got kids and your kids are with you full time all the time. This shit is draining. I got a whole life outside of that. This shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I didn't send nobody no fucking text messages or voice records threatening anybody. Mommy, it's really draining. Like the thought, the process, the stuff that was put together that said that I did this, like it's just weird to me. I sent you a video on IG. Thank you.
That was not safe. Amaya. What? And I went to did you hear me cuss? Okay. I want. Get my snap. It's fine. Oh. Let me see. Ah, mine now. Mine. Not eat it. Well, it's you. Yeah. Yeah.
How do I feel? I just feel I'm really tired. Like I'm tired. You know, and that's just because I just been really dealing with the kids and then just trying to make sure my kids is good. But you know, this shit is that shit right there is draining. I don't, like I said, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I don't care. And then it was brought to my attention that like,
Mommy, close the window.
what?
Close the window. Mommy, close the window.
Child, it's a fly. Oh my god.
That is not a bee.
It's a fly.
No, not. It's a fly. Legends. It's okay, but I need to see not a beehive.
And
Sting you.
I actually, it was crazy. You know how you can see it in somebody, you can see that somebody going through stuff.
No, both.
Although that this person I ran into today,
there wasn't a bee or a beehive.
I talked about it in my vlog. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about it.
And it makes sense. I understand why.
I ran into a woman. She does follow my YouTube, and I came out the sauna room.
You stop.
And you know, I just been really just mentally just drained with this shit. And she just stopped me and she was just like, "You're gonna get through this. God is watching everything." She even said a prayer for me, and I couldn't help but to cry. Like, you know how you just, because you're a mom, I have to hold so much back emotionally I couldn't help but to cry when her. There was another lady with her, and she said a prayer. They said a prayer for me, and it was like, "You're gonna get through this. This is nothing but the devil. That's just one to see you fail, but that's just because you're just prospering." And I just was like, I just kind of just, oh, it hit me like I was just like, damn, I just gotta just let this shit out because I'm just so drained of this. Like, I ain't never been so drained of an individual in my life.
Okay, Jasmine, I'm glad there's people on the outside that are reaching out to you. I don't know how true this story is, but this is what Jasmine needs to keep her, I guess, sane. See, Jasmine is trying to win this case in the court of public opinion. And something that I had to learn, or something that I learned as a little girl, because my mother, imparted this to me. I'm the youngest of four siblings, so I was always comparing what was going on with me to my other siblings. And my mother used to always say, you know, life isn't fair. It's just not fair. So get used to it. So Jasmine needs to understand, or someone needed to help her understand that bad things happen to good people. Okay, good things happen to bad people. Life isn't fair, and her sitting here trying to act like this whole situation is totally unbelievable. It's a part of her being in denial and a part of her being naive. Jasmine does not have anybody to talk to about this except for the people on the internet. That's why she's here on live, and that's why she'll continue to do these lives, because she's looking for people to make her feel good. And it looks like the subbies are coming through for her. They are pumping her up, they're keeping her in good spirits. And I can't really knock that. But the reality is that sis is in a lot of trouble. And I'm not just talking about the criminal part of this story.
Stop playing. No. Maybe I was talking to you. No. Remember when
Thank
we
you.
were superstars? Guys, get out, get out.
Hold on, we're about to leave. So I'm about to get off here. I just had to say this because everybody keeps trying to say that because this person's on here saying this, and I can say whatever fuck I want to say. No one's gonna shut me up. Like they said, they're a bully on the internet. So you know, this is what you do with a bully. And as far as saying that I called him and texted him, bro, that shit's dead. I just hope that they got whatever they got. Like that's just like with the recordings initially the first time, but it said they made charges. So I don't know what they better conjure up because making a fake report and then you don't got the evidence. That's deep. That's
See, what she doesn't understand, Olivia is waiting till Tuesday because she already has an active case. So this thing of you posting her police report with her address on it, she's going to forward that to the prosecutor. She's not filing another report. What she's doing is adding more information to the current case. And that is something that you would do, Jasmine, if the shoe was on the other foot. It's not about what your intentions are, it's about what Olivia's perceptions are. And again, once you got those handcuffs put on your wrist, you should have known that she is a real life Karen, that she's not for play, and she's out for blood. She's out for yours. You are the low hanging fruit, Missy. She couldn't get anybody else, but she sure did get you. This is what you're not understanding, Jasmine.
deep. Like saying I called him and sent him voice messages. What the hell? Last message I seen, I said, and I remember, I was like, bro, you owe me a public apology. They tried to mess. I made me want to go searching for my messages on my computer. All you gotta do is type in at the top, voice, audio, or something like that. All your audio messages pop up.
It's a TV.
Just to say that, I said that shit was sick, saying all that stuff about me and stuff with Chris and stuff. That was the last thing, and I said I deserve a public apology.
So all this time you haven't been collecting evidence. You're talking about what you could do. You're starting to think about what you possibly did. All this rubbing her face and look at her expression. It's sinking into Jasmine when she starts to talk about it. So I don't know how therapeutic these videos are. Like I said, I'm not looking at the comments. I could scroll down. Let me see what I got on pause right now. They're too small for me to see. But the point is, Jasmine Dukes is in deep dookie right now, and I think as it's settling in with her, but she's trying to stay in a state of denial. But the more she talks, the more she realizes that, oh, ish, I done effed up because, like I said, she's not processing. She doesn't even see that the videos that we have seen are damning. So if we could hear the voice recordings, if we could see the text messages, we may see them differently, and so might a judge.
That person. And I remember I was driving to the YMCA that day. I remember too.
Stamp.
That's the funny thing.
Put the stamp down. Yeah, here. Give it to the legend. I got one stamp. That's what there.
One Love called her out so bad, Jazz. I hope you use her video. Yeah, her videos are the number one videos. That's yeah.
Everyone don't like this team.
Messaging me.
Hey, lost my stamp. That was Miles. No, you got the ground and play with it. No, it's from Miles. No, that's not Miles. It is. Mine, that's yours, man. No. Yes, it is. It's yours. No, it's not. That's why I took it. I just took it because I wanted to. And mine. And mine. You should tell me that right now. That sucks. So I guess we have it.
All right, y'all. I'm about to go.
Can you get out now? No. Get out now.
I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. Ava, put your jacket
Bye,
on.
guys. Bye. Hi. You will say goodbye to Bobby. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.
Now, Jasmine, you
Say
put
bye, Ava.
on. When did you ever care about your kids saying bye on camera? She listen. I'll hold my final thoughts. We only got a couple more seconds left.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Oh Lord. Bye, y'all.
Okay, so here are my final thoughts and opinions about all of this. Like I said before, Jasmine is already in a world of hurt. And she has a criminal case that's not going away. Like I said, at this point, even Olivia uh, couldn't go and drop the charges. And I don't think she would, even if she could. Um, the best the best outcome would be for Olivia not to show up in court and the state just throws it out. This if Jasmine talks to her court appointed attorney and decides that she wants to go to trial, it's not going to be a long trial. I would say I would give it 45 minutes tops, if that. Jasmine really doesn't have a lot of proof that she didn't do what she did. She did it. Like I said, at this point, she can only try to mitigate her damages. And I do appreciate and I get where people are coming from because Olivia is very polarizing. A lot of people dislike her. And I would say that I am one of those people who thinks that this was unnecessary in the big scheme of things, that this is not something that I would do. This is they were engaging in this back and forth. Jasmine just took it to another level. And on that day, Olivia was feeling froggy. And Olivia can't get her get back. She can't get Gerard back. She can't get her kids back. The other content creator that she's beefing with, she has not been able to get the upper hand on her. She has not been able to get back at those people that she feels like, or even, Zolo. She can't get back at those people. But the one person that she is beefing with and has been beefing with for years is Jasmine. And Jasmine just laid it all out for her. Jasmine is her punching bag. We've all said that. And we warned Jasmine. We warned her back when the whole fallout with the Mamiana gang and Ming and Chrissy stepped away and Jasmine stayed. People tried to warn her. And then when her and Olivia fell out, people tried to warn her. Now, I will say, I remember that time when Olivia was making these accusations. Okay. And I remember that Jasmine really did not respond. Now, Jasmine's excuse is that she was still with Chris and she just was trying to do the relationship thing and, just lay low and not bring attention to it. Even after the relationship was over, she should have still did that. And yes, some people would have seen that as her protecting Chris. But really in the end it protected her because Chris is in the win. And a lot of people keep pointing out that Elizabeth Olivia was making these accusations about her kids, some very horrific accusations about her kids, and Jasmine wasn't doing anything, and people were mad about it. They felt like Jasmine should be saying something, and Olivia making these accusations were getting her views, and people were talking. And Jasmine, basically, she's that girl that you remember back in the day, especially high school, which they should have left behind. But I clearly remember you gassed them up, and next thing you know, they're meeting after school, for, to knuckle up. So that's what Jasmine did. She let the internet gas her up, and she also wanted the views. And she got on here in her feelings and in her anger and started talking mess. Basically, Jasmine wrote a check that her behind can't cash, and now it's time to pay the piper. And another thing is that if these allegations were so bad, another content creator pointed this out, and I seen it also in comments. So this is something that Jasmine needs to be wary of if she wants to quote unquote make this the trial of the century. They're going to say, okay, these accusations were being made, and these were egregious accusations. What did you do about them? And as far as I can tell, Jasmine didn't do any complaints or any kind. She wasn't trying to sue Olivia. Olivia was never served any kind of paperwork civilly, because that's at best that's what she could do. Now, I saw somewhere where there's maybe a criminal statute for making those kind of accusations, but the point is there was no action taken, and somebody could argue, the prosecution could argue, well, if this is a serious accusation, maybe we need to look into that to see if there was anything, that was true about that before we can say that Olivia is lying. And that drags Chris back into this. Chris has a whole job working with juveniles. She's putting that in jeopardy. So the best thing that Jasmine can do, in my humble opinion, my non-attorney legal advice, would be to just sit this one out. Like I said before, find some boring content, go wash some more clothes, go fold some more laundry. You can talk about your feelings, but in a very abstract way. But I don't think she's capable of doing that. It's going to roll back into what Olivia did, and what's going to happen is that she's going to slip up and say something more. These videos are not helping her whatsoever, and I think the best thing at this point, looking at, she'll get with her public defender if Olivia decides to go forward. is to mitigate her damages. Maybe gather up a few videos or some text or something to kind of show that you just got to a point that she got to a point where she ill-advisedly said these things, but she didn't mean them. Basically, admitting guilt, trying to mitigate her damages, um, and walk away with just a fine and probation. And then maybe down the line in a couple of years, I don't know how long you have to wait before you can go for an expungement. She may be able to do that, immediately. It differs from state to state, county to county. So who knows? But that is going to be in Jasmine's best interest. Now, because these threats were being made on the internet, the judge can ban Jasmine from social media. Now, that did happen in the beef sector, where a content creator was banned from social media, I believe, for like 2 years, and that would be devastating to Jasmine. But Olivia has threatened, and it's a slippery slope here with YouTube that community guidelines may have been violated just with her police report, just with this case being open on Jasmine. It could possibly take her channel. And once that channel is gone, it's gone. She can't go hop on Mama Duke's cooking channel. She can't go create a channel for her kids. She cannot be on the internet. And Jasmine has made enough enemies outside of Olivia that will make sure YouTube knows if she tries to do that. Now, I'm hoping that it does not come to that. I'm hoping that this is just ends up being a lesson that Jasmine needs to learn. Maybe in some universe, Olivia will not show up to court. These charges are thrown out. She never makes a formal complaint to YouTube, and Jasmine keeps her channel. If that all happens, because let's be honest, this is the way Jasmine makes her money. This is the way she keeps a roof over her kids' heads and food on the table. She doesn't do anything else. And that's why everybody was telling her she needed to have a backup plan, not because of Olivia per se, but because things change in this world. Right now, if you look at the political landscape, and I don't want to go down that road, but a lot of things are happening that are going to cause a lot of pain for a lot of people, and it's happening in almost like a blink of the eye. So just like TikTok potentially going away, YouTube could say, "Oh, well, we don't need the AdSense program anymore," or we can lower how much we pay on AdSense. So that's why people were telling Jasmine she needed to have a plan B. But to me, if she wanted to make YouTube her financial uh foundation, then she needed to pivot out of the mommy sector, because I'm not going to say it's a dying sector, but it's changing, and people don't really have the patience for this mess. You notice people only tune in to Jasmine or Olivia when they got mess going. Olivia caught on real quick. She rarely does vlogs. Jasmine's still vlogging, but nothing interesting is happening there. That's why I said earlier in this video, she needs to pivot out of this sector altogether. So if she's given a chance to walk away from this with a very valuable lesson learned, I think she just needs to move far, far away from mommy content. Go start you a podcast on sports. It's boring, yeah, but those podcasts make money. They also get sponsorships. They get an engaged crowd. And if you know how to work the social media thing, you might get all the bros and the lady ballers on your team. And people like me or some of the other people who watch you, they may just fade away and go on to somebody else. So that's my video. That's my takeaway from all this. Jasmine, this is really, you're at critical mass. In other words, the call is coming from inside the house. You need to mitigate your damages. You need to start reassessing how you're going to get income coming in. Hopefully, all the views that you're getting from this whole thing, brings you in a nice little bit next month if your channel is still here. And I say that, I say that not wishing that that happens, but it could. You need to stack your chips. You need to start working on plan B. You need to make it very clear to Olivia, listen, you got me, sis. You won this one. Or you showed me I ain't messing with you. You were in a league by yourself. It's kind of like a mea culpa. But we all know, your subs know the reactors know, people in the bushes know that we know who Olivia is and we know why you would be bowing out. I wouldn't think of you as a punk. I won't think that you punked out or anything like that. I would just think you messed up, you course corrected, and now you're going about your merry way. While this is fun for Olivia, she's going to keep doing this. Okay. And I don't know, you can't reach out to her. I'm not suggesting that you do that. I'm suggesting that you just be quiet, lay low, and let this whole process work itself out. Keep doing your content the way you were doing it. I'm pretty sure you'll find somebody else or some other reason to be upset if you need to blow off steam, but just don't direct it in her direction. Stop playing into her hands. Because at the end of the day, she's on a mission to make any and everybody that she can as miserable as she is. And you doing these videos, you're only playing into her hands. So we'll see today if Olivia comes on here and drops anything. If you notice it, this really hasn't stopped for Olivia. She sprinkled in some Karen videos regarding the situation, but she's yucking it up and having a good time, trolling the internet with her Valentine Day hookup and her bouncing around the kitchen in too tight clothes and neglecting her kids and putting on this show. Olivia's eating it up. She's having the time of her life. She ain't let this stop her show, and you shouldn't let it stop yours, Jasmine. So if that's the advice I can give to you, my biggest advice would be in the words of Tasha TMR, hush, just hush. So, you guys, if you liked my commentary, you like this type of reaction commentary video, I know I'm one of many, but you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel and like this video. And Jasmine put out another video a few days ago. I think it may have been a day before she got locked up, and I want to react to that. So that may go up today also. I do have time to do another reaction video, but I just found it interesting the difference, and you'll get to see a contrast in her attitude now versus then. And then you'll see some similarities. Some things haven't changed, that she's still kind of rolling on the same path. So until I upload the next time, thank you guys for your view and your attention. And again, don't forget to subscribe. I will talk to you guys later. Bye now.